Serge Nubret is one of the all-time greats and one of the most feared and respected bodybuilders of his era. He had the size and symmetry of a Greek god, and many people believe that Serge is an uncrowned Mr. Olympia champion. This is his story. Serge Nubret was born on October 6, 1938, in Anse-Bertrand, Guadeloupe, a French overseas department in the Caribbean. This is where he grew up. In 1950, however, Serge moved to France with his family to further his education. Serge went to school in Paris, and at this time he discovered his talent for athletics, dominating the school sports, and this talent paved the way for Serge to discover weight training and, of course, bodybuilding. After finishing his studies, Serge moved back to Guadeloupe in 1958 to avoid the draft for the ongoing Algerian War and to fully dedicate himself to becoming a bodybuilding champion. That very same year, he won his first bodybuilding competition, the locally held Mr. Guadeloupe. Another great success for Serge would follow, as he was accepted into the IFBB, and he would win the world's most muscular man competition, also hosted by the IFBB. In the 1960s, Serge would focus primarily on his acting career, but he still competed in 5 bodybuilding shows. In 1963 and 1964, he placed second, and in 1969, third, in the fabulous NABA Mr. Universe competition. Furthermore, he also placed second in his class at the IFBB Mr. World competition in 1969. These achievements cemented him early on as a great name in the sport, and more success would follow for Serge in the coming decade. In 1970, Serge became the head of the IFBB in Europe and France. This additionally cemented how much Serge was dedicated to bodybuilding and to the IFBB, and in 1970, the Black Panther would win his class in the IFBB Mr. Europe contest. From 1972 till 1975, Serge would compete in the legendary IFBB Mr. Olympia. He had a series of impressive podium finishes, placing third in 1972, 1973, and 1974 respectively. In the 1975 IFBB Mr. Olympia, Serge was aiming to finally dethrone Arnold. He was in an incredible condition, and indeed some commentators questioned if Arnold could beat Serge. But 12 days out from the contest in South Africa, Serge was disqualified from the contest for supposedly starring in a pornographic film. Serge denied the claim, but IFBB president Ben Weider refused to let Serge compete for fear it would damage the show's reputation. Eventually, a last-minute agreement was reached that allowed Serge to compete. The damage had already been done. Serge later revealed in an interview how he felt leading up to the contest. "I was so disappointed. I stopped training and eating for 12 days and lost 12 pounds. When my drop in weight and spirit was noticeable for everyone, I was allowed at the last minute to compete on the day of the contest. That's why I was not in my best condition the day of the contest." This gave Arnold a clear advantage and secured his victory in the contest, with Serge still managing to come second, beating Arnold's prime competitor, Lou Ferrigno. Serge left the IFBB and founded a different bodybuilding federation, the World Amateur Bodybuilding Association, or WABA, with the intention of making sure competing athletes were continually given the support they needed. The federation still exists and operates to this day. 1976 would be in contrast to the previous year excellent, as Serge would win the NABA Mr. Universe and place second in the WBBG Mr. Olympus contest, being only beaten by Sergio Oliva. Further success would follow, with Serge winning the WBBG Mr. Pro World and the WBBG Mr. Olympus contests, and placing second in the NABA Mr. Universe in 1977, and also placing second again in the Mr. Universe in 1978. The last 2 contests Serge would compete professionally were the WABA Pro World Cup, in which he placed second in 1981, and the WABA World Championships of 1983, where he would win in the professional class. Serge stood at his peak in the 70s at 180 centimeters tall and weighed between 93 and 102 kilograms. His chest measured 145 centimeters, his arms 55 centimeters, his upper legs 68 centimeters, and his waist 70 centimeters. Serge Nubret described bodybuilding as mind, body, and spirit together in union. From the beginning, the Black Panther connected much bigger goals to his training than simply getting big. It was a way of life for him. He gave maximum effort and focus to his regimen. His willingness to find what worked for him helped him build a legendary physique, and an array of titles to show for it. Serge Nubret will forever be a bodybuilding legend. This was the Muscular Historian. For more videos on Golden Era bodybuilding, check out the link in the description.